thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Kaisa, can you talk a little bit about, well, you know what, really what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you talk a little bit about your favorite crop that you like to work with?
So my favorite crop to work on is tomato. So I have been spending the past 4 years here at UC Davis as a postdoctoral researcher, generating resources for studying individual cell types of tomato roots. And this resource that I've been building is now coming to fruition. So we are starting to get really interesting data on what the root does on a cell type level and what it does in response to drought and flooding. And there's also other tools that we have built for tomato roots, and there is no way I would give up these tools now that we've got them working. So I hope to see many years of tomato roots research in front of me.
Right. What have you come across that gets you excited, that gets you jumping out of bed in the morning?
So there's a cell type called exodermis. So the tomato roots have this one cell layer that the typical plant model species, Arabidopsis, it doesn't have it. So we've shown that there's a cell type in some of the crop species that is really important for both protection against drought and protection against salinity. And I really, really want to dig into that cell type and understand its development more.
Nice. So, Kaisa, you have a reputation of being a good communicator, being able to tell a story well. Does that ring true to you?
It does, it does. I've always really enjoyed telling stories and especially jokes. But when it comes to science and communicating my science, it has been a learning process, I have to say.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to your colleagues about if they're communicating science-based ideas? What advice would you have?
Practice. First of all, practice a lot. Every single talk I give, I practice at least 5 times in full. I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes words just, they disappear, right. And I have to have the confidence in knowing what I'm about to say. And also, when you think about what you want to say, it's really important to know what story you want to tell. A lot of scientists, they get lost in their data. They get so excited about the fact that they have results, but not all of the results are necessarily meaningful to the audience. So you have to think about what is the story you want to tell, and then you want to, make everything fit nicely. And also, I found that it's really important to always have something that people can relate to. One of my favorite things to tell is that for this tomato marker atlas that we've been building, it's required a lot of growing tomatoes and harvesting the seeds. And a lot of my audience is people who work on plants that don't have fleshy fruits. They grow and they produce their seeds. So I typically tell them the tidbit that to get to the number of seeds that we've had to harvest seeds from tomatoes that equal to 4 times my weight. So this sort of makes it like more real and a little bit funny. Right. So I think it makes a better story that way.
I think the language that we would use in the communications business, it makes it sticky, right? It makes it sticky in your mind so that you'll remember the facts that you told them by tying it into something that makes it more interesting, makes it sticky.
I've not heard of this concept before, but I like it.
Nice, perfect. So you talked about research. What do you see coming down the pipe that is going to be the next potential game changer?
I have to say that I honestly do not have any idea. I think that the plant research world is beautiful in the way how people pick up new technologies really, really quickly, and especially in crop research. So I've witnessed the more sort of model organism side of research where you have great resources, mutant collections, basically whatever you want to look at, you just go online and click a button and the mutant that you want appears in your mail in 2 weeks. But for things like tomato, we have to make everything from the beginning. So people have been really quick jumping on the genome editing technologies, all of the sequencing technologies. And I think that that's beauty of our field, that you never know what gets used next in an amazing way.
Well said. Well said. So we're at the 13th annual SolGenomics Conference here at UC Davis. What topic do you see on the agenda that has you the most excited, most interested?
So my favorite topic on the agenda is plant development, as I study root development myself. But I think that a lot of the different talks always tie back to plant development. So there's sessions on abiotic stress resistance and things like this. And I see all of it as part of plant development.
Right.
So I guess I like all of it.
Nice, perfect. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me, and good luck this week here at UC Davis.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kaisa.